Oh no, she didn't.
Oh, she. Yes, she did, girl. Yes, she did.
I don't know what we're doing. Let's talk about it. Welcome to another edition of Oh No Girl Yes, the podcast where we talk about all things relationship to no situationship to no Fooly Wang and other shenanigans attached. Fooly Wang. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like, comment, share, and thank you for listening. You can also subscribe to YouTube. You can also follow us on Patreon and be a loyal supporter. We really have fun with our Patreon subscribers. Okay, so what we're talking about today, when I say, oh no, she didn't. Girl code, Porsha Williams. That's what everybody's talking about. Whether you watch Real Housewives or not, I actually do. You're not really caught up on it as much. You've seen it.
I missed like the past 5 seasons.
Yeah, so you ain't missed a lot. Okay. So basically this past season, Porsha Williams, who was engaged to Dennis, who was her baby daddy, they broke up. There was one episode where, they introduced new friends. And so a lot of times we know they're not real friends in real life. They just got to introduce a new character to the show. They introduce this new character to the show, Fallon. They go to Fallon's house, Porsha, her sister, and another friend. Fallon's like, oh, welcome to my beautiful home. They're like, okay, girl, this is nice. This is nice. And Fallon's husband is also there. Porsha says, nice to meet you. And they kick in. The husband don't never leave. The girls are out at the pool, frolicking, dancing, bikini, swimsuits, and the husband is just kind of sitting there in the background. So it's like, she was like, Fallon was like, oh, honey, can you bring me this, whatever? And the girls were like, okay, girl, we like this, whatever. Anyway, short story long, Porsha is now engaged to that man. So the optics are, hey, girl, we just saw you at this woman's house with this man that was her husband. And now you're telling me this is now your betrothed. Speculation is that she is pregnant, speculation, but she posted on Instagram a couple of weeks ago. They've been together for 1 month and they're very in love and they're engaged. So now, of course, everybody's going back saying, y'all been had something going on. The reason why she knew of Fallon, she also said she was never this girl's friend. Right. The reason why she knew her was because her baby daddy, former fiance, and this guy have done business dealings in the past. So they knew of each other. They had been in similar.
Right. And apparently they're all one big happy family now, right?
The baby daddy is in the pictures on Instagram talking about, hey, we gonna co-parent, like, hey, your problem now, bro, not mine. I don't know. The other woman, the first wife, Fallon, has just kind of said, hey, respect my privacy kind of thing. Fallon has kind of just been like, hey, respect my privacy. She hadn't really.
She's kind of confirmed that the divorce is ongoing. It's not complete yet.
I think the financial settlement might be final based on a prenup or something. But yeah, they technically are still married. But
he's engaged now.
But he's engaged now to Porsha. Couple of questions, couple of things. We know a lot of what we see on reality TV is not true and they have to set up scenarios. So by the time people are showing the video of her saying, oh, nice to meet you to the husband, they're like, see, she's been doing it. Yes, they already did know each other.
Right.
Because the group, that's how she even came to be on the show, The Extra Friend. All right. Now, do you think they had been having a relationship is a different question.
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, that's where I would lean towards. But
you would lean towards it, like that she was sleeping with this man before that scene that we saw that she was invited to the house for the first time.
Yeah, I would definitely, for sure. Because reality TV is not reality TV, like you said, it's not. They introduce people as friends all the time. These are not their friends. They just need, like you said, characters on the show.
Right.
So Go ahead. Go ahead,
finish.
No, because we're talking. Have you introduced the topic for that today yet?
So that's the topic. Yes, here we go. Girl code. Everyone feels Porsha, even Porsha's fans feel like she has gone against girl code. And in general, girl code is, if that was ever my man, that can't be your man.
And I don't believe I don't believe that to be true.
How do you, when you hear girl code, what do you think it means?
I think of somebody I think of me and another woman having an actual friendship, a relationship. Like we're cool. We hang out. We talk on the phone. We're we spend time in each other's space. Uh-huh. Now, if I go out and date her man or her ex-man or whatever, then that may be breaking the girl code. Uh-huh. In this instance, I don't think that's a break of girl code just because of the optics around reality TV in general.
Right. But what about,
she might be wrong regardless.
Right, but what about like that's her man's friend? Like it's a double-edged sword here. Okay, let's say her and the girl wasn't friends. It was an introduction to the show. We ain't cool like that.
Well, like I said, she might be wrong, but I don't think she broke any girl code.
You don't think she broke girl code? Okay, so I would say.
But I don't watch the show, so I don't know.
Right.
You know,
she has said they weren't friends. You know, it was an episode.
And people posted pictures of them sitting by each other, hanging out, having a good time. I get that, but.
Yeah, because I mean, but let me say, I know for specific reasons, specific to Atlanta and that whole life, you take pictures with a bunch of people that you don't know. So by the time y'all all in the VIP section and somebody taking pictures, y'all snapping pictures, y'all on the show, you trying to introduce this character, whatever. The only reason why I would give Porsha any kind of grace in saying that maybe it did just now start is that would just be crazy if you knew we was going to find out about it and that we was going to trash you based on the picture, y'all seeming like y'all friends and y'all introducing her as a friend. I'd be like, you know what? I can introduce her. I don't want to introduce her as a friend, or maybe my sister can introduce it as her, you know, because I'm sleeping with her husband. We probably going to end up being together. I'm not going to set myself up for that fall. Not that she cares. She does not seem to be caring about our opinion about this thing at all. So not. As far as girl code.
Okay. So with that point, that may lean to the fact that she may actually be telling the truth about the month end.
She might be. The only problem with the month end that we're gonna really probably figure out is that she already seems to be showing pregnancy.
Right.
So that would
it.
lend itself to not be a month.
Right.
That we can kind of see that she looks like she is with child.
You think, but if she's pregnant,
maybe ain't his baby. It might not even be his baby. She might not even.
If she's pregnant. I know.
She looked pregnant.
And I hate to go down this rabbit hole, but if she is pregnant, this is how we talk on the phone, y'all. So y'all just gonna have to bear with us.
Y'all over the play.
If she's pregnant, does she think we're that stupid?
To say a month? Like, why put that timeline on it?
Because you're gonna have the baby in 6 months.
Well, it's gonna be premature in 6 months. It's gonna be a premature full term.
Like that
might not even be his baby. You know, that might be Bolo's baby, the stripper that everybody was concerned that she may have slept with during the season. But anyway, let's stay focused. Girl code. Now, I could not date any of your exes based on our relationship.
Right.
And I need you to say you can date none of mine either. I need you to say.
It's a mutual thing, dude.
Yeah, and then you say
is that how girl code works?
And then you say it back.
I can't date any of your exes. Okay. Luckily, I don't want none of your exes.
I know, I was gonna say, luckily, we have the type friendship and the type taste that we tend to not be attracted to the other one's attraction. Not saying that not saying anybody you date, I'm like, ew, gross, but right. If she like it, I love it, and vice versa. Like, why is she tripping over this dude? I'm like, oh my God. Like, okay.
No, but that is the thing. Yes.
And I think
however, I've seen girl code,
I think that speaks to a healthy friendship that most of my friends, I will say probably 89, if not 90% in my lifetime, outside of junior high and high school when we kept recycling guys, you know, because
I've seen that
but
too.
But as an adult, I have never found any of my friends' husbands, boyfriend, whatever, like somebody like, okay, girl, I'll be like, okay, I'm happy for you.
Right. Exactly.
So maybe that's healthy. Now, if your girlfriend come in with a dude, I'm trying to think if I've ever, one true love. One true love 1,000 years ago, I used to hang out with a bunch of women, all single career women, and we would always do like happy hour and stuff. And One True Love was around during that time, and I invited One True Love out one night. Kind of just to meet up with me, but they were there at the bar. I think I went to the restroom or did something, whatever, where I came back and it was like a circle around One True Love with all these women. So I still ain't tripping. I'm like, okay, you know, whatever, I'm back. And he adorable. And because you want people to find the person you attracted to, attractive or interesting or whatever. Child, by the time that night was over, there, it's like, oh, he said he gonna take us golfing. He said, well, Mom, who, what is y'all talking? Girl, when I tell you, I think that was probably the last time I ever hung out with them hoes. They went from my girlfriends we hang out to, why would my dude say he was going to take you golfing? Like, that's not nothing he would just wake up and say. So what did you say that he said, you know, and I just,
mad too, right?
Girl, feelings was, I'm talking about 6, 7 of them. I'm good. I don't need nobody talking to him about no golfing. Okay. So I feel like, because I've never been in a long-term relationship. Okay, let's think last year when you came over for 4th of July to meet the the most recent ex. Mm-hmm. You said, oh, he's nice, you know, he's doing this, you let him burn up my grill, you know, all this stuff. And I took it as, oh, okay, that's probably the most excited you ever been over anybody. Mm-hmm. And he actually probably has fixed it that you will never be excited over anybody again.
Right. Very much so.
But I didn't take it as, okay, I need to watch her. She excited about this man, you know. So I think you have to understand and trust and know your friends are your friends.
Right.
But let's say you met somebody and went out with them. You did. And y'all, it didn't go beyond 1 or 2 dates. It wasn't a relationship. And I meet him in another space and time. Is that off limits?
No.
Okay. So it would have to be y'all was in an official relationship. Mm-hmm. And then I would be like, okay. I actually have a couple of guys I have been in a relationship with that I've dated. I would not care. Anybody who could figure out how to piece together something with them, I would say, girl, good luck. They can be my friend, they can be my cousin. Girl, good luck with that. Because I don't feel that way about them. And then there's others that I can go back to 1993. I wish somebody that has ever met me would say they was talking to him from 93.
I'm trying to see. It's probably just a handful of people that I would care.
I have like 2.
Majority of them are married anyway, so it doesn't.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe two at this point. There used to be more.
And I say handful, I'm thinking 2 or 3.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I mean, I dated a guy in high school, so high school, I don't even know if high school counts. By the time I got to college, he was dating my roommate. Actually, he started dating her after we broke up, and he was dating my roommate in college, and then he married my other roommate.
Okay. So he didn't get out a lot.
And we all knew each other.
Right, but I feel like when we're younger, we have less of a, in high school.
Right, but but I can see some people looking at that and thinking it was a problem. It never was. I know it was never a problem with me, and I don't think it was ever a problem between the 2 rooms. We lived with each other at different times. It wasn't like we were all 3 living together, but we were all friends and we all hung out. So,
I mean, and where's you gonna meet people? You dating somebody, you meet their friends, you met them.
Yeah. So, and none of us were terribly close. I've never lived with someone that I really, really was that close to.
Right.
But
and that's the thing. I feel like you can date somebody, and be in proximity to somebody else you might end up dating. It might be their friend, it might be their cousin, it might be their coworker where you met them originally.
Right.
I dated a guy 1,000 years ago. We broke up, but I was involved with this guy's friend group. And I've had one of the people in that friend group reach out to me back then, kind of like, hey, you know, I'm sorry it didn't work out. You was always cool people. But I could tell he was trying to build his own independent, either friendship or relationship with me. And I just felt like, well, is this shady? Like, that's your friend. We all been hanging out. You only know me from being his girlfriend, now ex-girlfriend. But just because they were friends doesn't mean that dude co-signs and condones that dude's behavior, you know. And so you can start picking it apart for semantics, right? But what's most interesting about the Porsha situation is that it seems as if, based on how the announcement was made and how it was put out there and what she has said, and she's been doing interviews and saying, I'm happy, I'm good, I don't care what y'all talking about, that there was no concern for optics. And should there be concern for optics? Like, maybe we all are too attached to optics that we're not doing what we really want to do just because of how it might look.
To a certain extent, yeah.
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 I'm trying to think if I've ever...
Have you ever not dated someone because of who they dated in the past? Or lost attraction to someone?
I have lost attraction to someone based on somebody they dated in the past. Or it was probably minimal attraction anyway. But yeah, sometimes you can see who somebody dated before you and think, I would say my most recent situation with like having concern for optics is dating someone who it seems like a lot of women want to date. And I didn't want to seem like one of them.
Right.
So it was like, well, hold up.
Yeah.
So I don't want to seem like I'm one of these women.
So we are concerned about optics. I think we all can admit to a certain point where we were, worried about what somebody else thought. I'm trying to get away from that. It's a daily struggle to get away from that because, I don't want the optics to block my blessing of true love or whatever,
And that's the thing, right? So just like the optics of being with somebody else's husband, And we doing the timeline and all the optics of it. Because we don't know the semantics. We don't know everybody's situations, arrangements, circumstances. We don't know. Okay. We just know what we consumed or what was contrived or what was produced or what was presented. But on the same flip side, I think about the optics, that how many people stay together for the optics, right? Mm-hmm. I remember Whitney Houston saying that, a good portion of her and Bobby Brown's relationship was to prove everybody wrong, that we gon' be together. They ain't about to kill each other half the time.
We kind of saw that they were actually doing that.
We was like, still together.
Like, we knew what they were up to. Like, we gonna prove y'all wrong.
But you think about how many celebrity couples who have arrangements, it's a lot of big name celebrity couples have recently broken up, and you have to wonder how long could that have already have happened if they weren't concerned? If I think about Bill and Melinda Gates, they got this huge foundation. They got 3 kids. They are so respected as a team in a lot of the philanthropic communities and circles they're in, that for them to dissolve that marriage, knowing what it was going to look like, knowing stuff, and it doesn't seem to be as amicable as we first thought it was going to be. Because when somebody get divorced after 27 years, I have 2 thoughts. I think I'm not surprised anybody gets divorced. Mm-hmm. That's number one. People break up. I do understand that part of the game. And my other part is, well, what's the point right now? Like, what is the point of getting divorced? Because I know y'all been doing what y'all wanted to do. So by the time
it was the breaking point, that's what I
yeah. At that point, yeah. So number one, if you get divorced, I probably ain't gonna never say what happened. I'm like, for real. But then sometime I'm like, well, what would make you get divorced though? And with them, it seems like with more information coming out, that maybe Melinda Gates agreed to certain things and then other things were not agreed to. I don't know, based on what's coming out. Yeah. But you look at the J-Los and the A-Rods and these people who were celebrity couples, the Kanyes and the Kims. We know a lot of what we consumed in their relationship is what they prepackaged and fed to us, right? So by the time they break up, I'd be like, wait a minute. I didn't think y'all was that happy anyway. But I know y'all are a celebrity couple, it's helping your business, it's making you the hot thing. But really, why is y'all breaking up? Not because I thought y'all had a great relationship, but I thought we was committed to what we was doing. Mm-hmm. This thing. A-Rod and J-Lo, I never thought they were a real couple, but I thought they were committed to what they were doing together. Kanye and Kim, I thought they were committed to what they were doing together.
Yeah, and so it's like, but I guess because you have that plan in place, it's okay when it ends. But
that's my point. I'm like, okay,
we committed to this. Now I'm going to commit to a new storyline for myself.
Yeah, but that's what I'm trying to figure out.
You're not involved in that.
But are we talking about love or relationship anymore? Or are we just talking about the professional?
No, the professional,
the brand.
Professional front.
Right. So what's a celebrity couple you can think of that you think, I think they actually like each other and they're together because they like each other. And it's not because it looks good for their brand.
Like two celebrities together?
Yeah. Maybe go younger, because I was going to say Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn, but go younger. And you say, they really like each other. What about Angela Bassett and Courtney B. Vance?
I guess.
You don't know anything about if they love each other?
No, I don't.
Because they do seem like they would be 2 logical, practical people that says, listen, we can do this together. This makes sense for us, because some business needs to be involved in a romantic decision to partner up. Because it's like, you got to be an asset. I got to be an asset to you. You need to be an asset.
I feel like we know too much about celebrity couples now.
Yeah.
More than we ever did in the past. That makes it hard to see, which ones are.
They fell in love.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Well, this is jaded.
It is. It's kind of sad because I can't even think of anybody.
If you know what? I think Barack and Michelle are in love.
Oh yeah. But I don't think of them as celebrities, more as like, political.
Auntie and uncle. Mom and them friends.
They are celebrities. Yes, they are.
But I think because they have been open, or at least she has definitely been open about some of their challenges and stuff that you see it as a real relationship. And like, okay, sometimes you don't like them. And that's just
I'm really trying to think, and I know there's some out there, y'all. I'm just drawing a blank right now.
I know. Y'all comment on a celebrity couple that you actually believe is in love. Put it in the comments because we've drawn a blank. And this is so horrible. Okay, what about I'm trying to think of somebody younger. No.
See, and I don't want to say people's names. I'm like, right.
I was gonna say Justin Bieber and Hailey Bieber, boy, that boy look like he cannot stand that woman. Every time I feel like, Lord, please leave that woman alone. I can't even think. Okay, anybody Ariana Grande is engaged to, I think she really be falling in love. Now, she just got married, but usually she be engaged and they break up. But I think she be in love. I think she be doing that based on she fall in love and then they break up. Because I don't think that would be a good business decision that she gets engaged to everybody she dates. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think she generally be, falling in love with these dudes.
I guess so.
Right?
No, I don't know.
Or Taylor Swift. She always get a bad rap for her dating resume, which we were talking about. Men don't get that same rap for dating all these different women. I mean, that's what you do when you date. If you're lucky, you get to date different people before you pick one and try to suffer through it with. in that love. I finally binged The Crown, and I was thinking about when, and of course it's a fictitious based on historical events, but I could see the whole thing when Charles picked this young, shy, teenage Diana, that he was not expecting her to be the star.
To book.
So it's like, no, you're not here for that. You here to be the quiet in the background person to me getting my shine on. And when she showed up and was authentically shy and awkward and didn't know how to act, people loved that. And then he hated her for that. Right. And the family was like, oh, so now we all look stuffy and royal because she didn't came through around here looking like a human. So it's like, I think a lot of times the celebrity couples, they start out saying, oh, this is a good look because we both here. But at some point, and I've seen some people say, you know what, the competition kind of got to us, or the scheduling, because I couldn't take a job because we had kids, but then he kept taking all the jobs and now my career is, so it's all these different things where I'm like, yeah, but was we in love? This is sad. Y'all, please tell us some folks y'all know famous.
Now, we're not talking about couples like a Denzel and his wife, because his wife, we're talking about like two high profile
younger people that would be in the news today for being a couple.
Yeah. Not necessarily one celebrity, because I do believe those people are in love for real.
What about, I feel like, and again, I don't know, they went to college together. At some point, you become brothers and sisters and best friends. But I believe Sterling K. Brown and his wife, I feel like they like each other.
Yeah, I can see that, yeah. And they're both actors or whatever. Yeah.
And I've seen their story about how she really wasn't feeling him. And
I can see, yeah, I'm sure they like each other.
Yeah, I feel like, but that's what I'm saying. I think when you love somebody from college and then y'all grow together and get success, there is a different type of attachment and bond of, hey, we in this together. Look what we did together. Y'all get back to us on somebody y'all think is in love. Now, as far as the optics, I think optics is what primarily enforces girl code, because I think a lot of people would not date somebody else's ex just because of how it would look. Now, they might be slipping and doing whatever they're gonna do in the background, but I think a lot of people won't do it. The other thought about the optics is there's been several situations where you have that couple just hang out with that other couple, and then somebody then start swapping unbeknownst to the other. I've always said if I was a couple, I would never be hanging out with no couples that wouldn't, because you basically in essence be dating somebody. Oh, he's so funny. See, he's so much funny. And see how he does. You start
comparing on couple trips and stuff.
Don't ask me. I mean, I don't know. I think about one of the more famous ones, two famous ones where they swapped was Greg Norman, this golfer dude, and Chris Everett. They both was married to other people, but they was friends of the family. And then they swapped. They ended up all getting divorced and ended up. And then Shania Twain had a best friend couple, and then he was, and so I just feel like because of the proximity, it's like, we're not gonna be going on no extended couple trips. We ain't gonna be doing them repeatedly and all the time. But again, case by case scenario, I just know I have a real fear of somebody dating my man. So, we gonna come over? Are we gonna? No, we good. We like each other. We don't need nobody else. We good.
That's funny.
But I'm not. I think some people think, oh, it'd be so fun, and we could travel together, and we do. No, ask me go nowhere with you and your man. I might end up falling in love with your man, girl. I'll be like, oh, this is the one, girl. You should marry him and keep him around. You be like, he got to go or you got to go. But yeah, I think girl code totally comes down to the optics. I think a lot more people would, because again, you like or you're interested in or attracted to the people you meet or I mean, so you're gonna meet a lot of people by way of somebody else in your life. You're gonna meet your boyfriend's brother with him. And so by the time you and your boyfriend break up, and you're like, man, but his brother really had it going on. Mm-hmm. The optics of it would keep you from doing it probably, or not. And then when you do it, then people are like, dang, she dating his brother now? Like, that's the only way I met him. I probably wouldn't have met him no other way. So y'all should be congratulating me on my blessings that I got a chance to meet him. But yeah, I think it's just the optics. I just binge watched the Baker and the Beauty on Netflix as well. Obviously, I have not been doing a lot other than watching Netflix. And that's one of the storylines is this girl was engaged to a guy, and then somewhere in the mid-season, she starts working with the guy's brother. They break up. Now she's working with the guy's brother. And by the end of the series, it's like, will they, won't they kind of thing. And you looking at her kind of like, dang, you just now was engaged to his brother. But it's like, you meet people where you meet them, and timing and life circumstance and situations. Yeah. Do you think you could date an ex's brother though?
It would be hard. Depends on how, that would be a little difficult for me.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of any of my exes. If they had brothers, would I date them? I wouldn't, because then I just wouldn't even want to be around the ex in no show.
Right. It's like you already had that storyline.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm good. I ain't like your family that much when I liked you, so I ain't gonna go back and deal with your mama again with your brother. Y'all say y'all got the same mom and daddy. I'm good. Y'all let us know. Girl code. Have you ever broken girl code, or do you feel like anybody has ever broken it with you? Porsha Williams is living her best life. It'll be interesting to see how this.
Or do you live by a girl code? Is there a girl code in your life?
Right. It might not be a girl code. And who instituted that anyway? Congress didn't pass that, did they? Right. It's just an understanding that one would hope that you would leave all of my exes and my trash alone. But hey, if you want my leftovers. And yes, in the add-on, also, have you been turned off by someone you're dating's ex? You see who they used to date and it kind of turns you off from them, or has the optics of dating someone at all kept you from wanting to date them? Just because what it would look like if you dated them. Not saying they date anybody you knew or whatever, but it might just be, but if I date him, people will think, right. And I believe that happens a lot. When you're like, nah, because if I date him, or we work in the same industry, or people gonna think that
that's stuff.
To a fault. All right. So we're saying love who you love. Don't care about the optics. Yes, we gonna talk about you on the next podcast, but don't worry about us. We somewhere trying to find somebody for people to talk about us with.
That's life.
Looking for. All right. Comment, like, share, subscribe. And until next time. Oh no, he didn't.
Girl, yes, he did.